known that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but I prefer to eat my apple and enjoy the fruit of my labor. Many people do not want to invest their time in applications for scholarships. But my motto has become, let a scholarship pay and keep the debts away. CNN reports that in 2013, the average college student owed roughly $80,000 worth of educational debts combined. So presently, students are walking away with a diploma and a heavy burden of debt that halts their success. This doesn't have to be our fate. I have found 7 easy steps to walk away with my slice of the apple and a smile of scholarship satisfaction. The first step to grabbing your college cash is to construct your resume. And I'm just going to show this as an example of the foundations for scholarship applications. Now, of course, you can use this to see what skills you have, compile it together, and also expand on introducing more skills for your resume. So this is just an example of my resume, and I use it to guide myself as a blueprint for applications for scholarships. The second step is to engage in community service. I have worked with disabled individuals to help them get into the community by aiding them with delivering Meals on Wheels to shut-ins and older adults that can't get out and make themselves meals. So this is one way that I've tried to not only help the community, but also build my scholarship opportunities. I've also used my talents, such as poetry and music and art, to engage our community with events. So if you set up events, you can add that to community service opportunities. And I've also volunteered a day of my time to allow other people to distribute foods for the homeless and for food pantries. So that step allows you to engage in community activities to add for your scholarship and resume. The third step is to join clubs. And a recent club that I wrote an application for and was accepted to is the National Honor and Merit Scholar Society. And they just recently, about 2 weeks ago, sent me my acceptance letter, so that also aids in production of your resume and gives you credentials for your scholarship. In addition to that, by going to these seminars and enjoying in clubs, you're engaging yourself with networking skills that allow you to learn what other people's techniques and approaches are. And by engaging myself in the Intercollegiate Studies Institute for Education's Liberty, I entered a $5,000 essay contest. I didn't win, but it did allow me to be invited to a seminar that focuses on my degree field, which would be political science and journalism. So it allows you to open up doors for forums and engaging yourself with social networking. Now, one of my favorite steps is the scholarship hunt. Now, of course, some people like to engage in gambling and they like to take a chance. I like that as well, but I don't want to have to pay anything out of my pocket to do so. So what I found as sub-steps within this hunting is I went to either you could go to Google, that's one way, and you can put in anything as a search function, whether it be your heritage or if your parents have been in the armed forces, any of the branches. And also, my father was a police officer, so you can get scholarships because of legacy. So if your parents pass down a legacy, or your grandparents, or uncles, or even if you yourself are engaged in those activities, it allows you to have more of a search opportunity. The second way that in that subcategory of hunting would be through scholarship handbooks. Now, some people don't want to invest too much. I've spent about $29 for this at Barnes & Noble because I wanted the latest, and this is 2014. This has over $1.8 million in awards inside just this book alone. And it also aids in internships and loans that you can apply to. Another field of doing that would be through FastWeb. And this is just a website you can go on and you can click setting up your own login and Backbase to allow it to search for you. If you think that it might be too overwhelming because you have a lot of schoolwork to do, you can go to one of many. This is just my favorite because it's one of the oldest. And you just put in all of your criteria and it finds it for you, whether it be your school, your degree, anything that surrounds any type of scholarship, search, it's going to do it for you, and you don't have to pay, it's free. Now, of course, you want to make sure that you're not adding yourself to the list of things that they offer, because that is how they get their advertising to function for the website. But you can basically see what they're asking you to either accept or to skip and do your search alone. So that's one way to do it for free. The sixth step is to apply for the scholarship. Now, I just recently applied in October for the Emerge Scholarship, and that was for empowering women through education. And this was a $5,000 scholarship, and as you can see, I'm right here, and I did win. So next week I'm going to a luncheon for this scholarship. So not only does it excite me, but it allows me to motivate other people so that they can get excited and know that it doesn't take too much. It just took about maybe 30 minutes to an hour of home preparation. And then you want to make sure that you have all the parts of the application there. In addition to that, go back to this. You want to look over the application process. It comes with the criteria. It says when it needs to be postmarked by. It has the dates. There's October 31st. I had to have it in there. If you're a procrastinator like me, as long as it's postmarked, it's good. So June 1st through October 31st is the time period. It gives you the information of where it needs to be mailed, or you can have questions. You can ask them through their provided email. In addition to that, you want to make sure you have your transcripts available. You want to make sure that your resume that I told you at the first step is prepared, complete, that you're signing all the paperwork that you need to include in your packet, and make sure that your school's on top of getting that transcript out. Adhere to deadlines. The final step is to enjoy what you're doing, because this is aiding in your approach to getting that debt pie going away. So, of course, you want to make sure everything's done, but don't forget to repeat your final step of enjoying, because the more you aid in grabbing your slice of the pie, you'll have access to an entire slice, or an entire pie, and everyone's invited to join in having apple pie.
Oh, that's good.